Hey guys, welcome out to the range. Today I'm doing a work session on basically training my eyes to get accustomed to the optic that I have on my handguns. This is an RMR04 from Tritium. It runs on fiber optics, and I've got a piece of electrical tape over the top of it because the fiber optics bundle is so effective at sucking in light and sending it onto the dot. It's a 7 MOA dot. And the bundle is so effective at pulling light that this will bloom really, really bad. It's comical. It looks like you've taken your RMR and just cranked that sucker all the way to the top. It is that powerful. So in low light it's visible, in daylight it is excessively visible. And I'm checking the screws again real quick. I've got witness marks on the screws. But anyways, this is a pleasure to run. I've already run 3 classes with it. 2 of them were very specific to red dot. Now, before you start punching me in the nose in the comment section, remember, my issue has never been about optics on handgun. It's been about red dots that require batteries on handguns. Because if your fight begins here and ends here, because remember, whatever you begin the fight with is what you're ending the fight with. So if your fight is a handgun fight, you're already behind the curve because bad guys typically show up with long guns to do damage. So if you're in a gunfight with a handgun, you're in major trouble. An optic, yes, is a force multiplier. It's not really an equalizer because you're never going to be equal to a long gun, but it is a force multiplier. However, if the optic is a failure waiting to happen, then it's more of a detriment than a benefit. And optics on handguns that require batteries are detrimental. Shh. I can already hear you. Stop. I already have videos on this. Guys, I like optics. I don't like battery-driven optics. This one runs on fiber optics. So anyway. Oh, jeepers. It's that dot. Finding your dot. The dot ended up past his left ear, floating off in space over here. So I'm having difficulty finding that dot consistently. And this is where this comes in. In the competition world, you begin like this. And it's up, plant hard, up, and the dot right there is in front of you. And practicing that repeatedly helps you find your dot. But the problem is, look at my body mechanics. I'm not ready to move, am I? I'm standing upright. Here is my world of combatives. Well, this creates the tactical turtle. And the tactical turtle causes this effect where my head goes down and my gun comes up. So you basically end up with this, and I'm hyper accentuating this for you. The head goes down, the gun comes up, and then you have to bring them back to each other. Whereas the competition world is very straight, very rigid, and it's gun to the eyes. Woo, that gun's hot. Better. I'm not so rigid, like every shot needs to be really tight. Every one of those shots is on the head, on both targets. They're cleanly inside of the stop the fight zone. Look guys, you get hit anywhere in this area of the face, you're gonna stop doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm trying to stop your behavior. 13.97. So I was well over my time of 12 seconds. I'm cool with that. My mobility is not what it should be because of damages, big deal. My accuracy is there, and I'm still trying to learn my optics, so it's a different animal. This is not a toy gun, guys. This is a working gun. This has now become my EDC, which breaks my heart, because you guys know how much I love my EDC handgun. It's sitting in the bag. It's angry with me. But this has become my carry pistol every day, and I love it. It's a really great handgun, so let's keep working. Type of thing as a wake-up call, guys. You come out and you put in the work, and you should see benefit. If you're faithfully putting in the work and you understand what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, because that's key. You've heard the phrase, practice makes perfect. Well, it actually, at least in my world, is perfect practice makes perfect. Practice solidifies technique. And if it's poor technique, you're solidifying that technique. You're creating neural pathways, whether they're right or wrong, you're creating them, and then you're myelinating them. You're making them permanent. So if you're not doing this correctly, you're just creating bad habits. Like years ago when I first got into shooting, I remember I bought my first gun, a Beretta 92F, and went to the range, had no idea what I was doing, got some ammo and started shooting, and just doing all kinds of stupid junk. And then years later, I bought a Glock, 25 years old, I think, 24. I bought a Glock, went to the range, Riggs gun shop in Orlando, and Mr. Riggs came in, and he saw me shooting, and he goes, "Can I offer some advice?" And he comes over, and he starts telling me stuff, and I started listening. And I started getting better rapidly because I was listening. And now here I am, I forget what it is, 76, 77 classes into my time as a student, as a student instructor, because that's key. Because I'm an instructor, I know what's coming out of the instructor's mouth next, which is really quite cool. It's a subconscious thing at this point. And I see the pattern of good instructors and poor instructors. And I'm very pleased to say that I've had way more good instructors than poor instructors over the years. And you pick up so much if you go to a class with the proper mindset. And guys, this is a brand new world for me. I mean, here I am at 50, starting from scratch, because what you're looking at is quite literally a whole nother world for me. And those of you who have been waiting for me to jump on the optics bandwagon, okay, here we are. I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.